Good morning, everyone. This is Inta Mitterbach in Lakewood, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States. And I was trying to start this recording at exactly 8 a.m. this morning because, well, in the past I haven't been real attentive to time detail and accuracy. Sometimes I'm very accurate, sometimes accuracy is extremely important with regard to time and other mathematical calculations, and especially if you're working doing things like engineering science. Well, you know, accuracy is important no matter what. I was going through a divorce, and I was relying upon the accuracy of all those receipts, the time and date and amount on all those receipts. You run around shopping, and where are you, and when are you, and what were you doing, and how can you take a look at, you know, what does it look like you were doing when you sit down to evaluate your life and go through your divorce, and you know, how are you spending your time? And anyway, that turned out to be a real problem because I relied upon the accuracy of my all of my receipts and all of the documentation that I had for my life. And it seemed as though, you know, so I came back to the Cleveland area originally. I think you know I'm originally from Cleveland. And I came back to Cleveland 16 years ago, in the middle of a divorce, back in 1996. And did I get the date? It's Friday, April 13th, 2012 today. It's well, right now it's just past 8 o'clock. It's 8:02. But this recording began at 8 a.m. this morning. And so anyway, I came back 16 years ago, and the accuracy of the receipts, of which I needed to document my life because I was going through what I thought was a major legal battle. Everything was wrong. Even my bank account was wrong. I don't think I really realized. And plus I got hurt, you know, in the process of all this, seriously hurt, and so it kind of got hit in the head kind of bad. So I had half a head to work with, and it was real difficult trying to navigate through life and legal battles and everything else with half a brain. And with regard to half a brain, and I don't know if anyone has, I'm going to go off in so many tangents here, it's not funny. With regard to half a brain, you know, I just kept trying to push it until it finally got pushed back into where it was supposed to be. I don't know if it is. It feels pretty good right now. It feels like it's doing pretty well right now, but for a while I was having a difficult time even adding 2 plus 2 because I got hurt so badly. But okay, so the details. Even my bank account was wrong. The accuracy of that, I think I noticed that about a year after I had my account, and it looked like it was about $200 or $300 if I recall, something like that. I don't recall exactly at this point, but it was like $200 or $300 off, and it had $200 or $300 extra in my account. And so I went to the bank, and it's like, well, you know, that's not your money. You're not supposed to keep that and hide it and stuff. I think I saw 20/20 or 60 Minutes or something when I was living in Huntsville, Alabama, married and with family, husband, children, things like that. You know, being a Girl Scout leader, and I saw a program about, you know, some good Samaritan found like $10,000 in a paper bag on the ground, and you're supposed to take that to the police. You're not supposed to keep it. You are supposed to take that to the police. So I found $200 or $300 extra in my account, and so I went to the bank and tried to have that corrected, and they told me that I had to pay them $45 an hour to audit my account. Now there's an error in my account. I know my record is accurate, my ledger, and so they want me to pay them $45 an hour to audit my account to find the mistake that they made. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. So anyway, that doesn't sound right, and plus I don't have $45 an hour to pay you to audit my account. So there's that. And, it got to the point where, my life got turned into, I wound up on disability and collecting disability checks and spending 12 years in and out of the hospital. And I'm sorry to say I got a real good look at the psychiatric system, and that I can talk about that too, but I'll try to spare you that evaluation. Go evaluate the psychiatric system. Who's evaluating whom? Are they evaluating me, or am I evaluating them? Because, oh my goodness. So there's that, and I went off on another tangent. But I did wind up on disability, and I didn't want to be on disability, and I think a lot of people don't. I don't know if I covered this maybe on one other audio, but I was trying to get off of disability, and it seemed like the more I tried to do everything right, the worse things got and the more difficult it got. And so I called up the Social Security people and said, I'd like my benefits stopped. That's it. I don't want these benefits. I don't want to impose the American people, the United States, with my problems, and I don't want the United States to pay tax dollars so that everyone can beat me up 24 hours a day. And so I called them up and I said, stop sending me social. I want it stopped. Just stop it. And so I don't recall what was said on that telephone call, but I got a letter in the mail, and basically the letter from Social Security said, no, you can appeal it. So, appeals. Okay, why do I have to spend my life proving that I'm sane? I wasn't, it's like guilty until... You're innocent until proven guilty in the United States, right? But innocent people have to sit in jail until they can prove themselves innocent if someone says that they're guilty. And psychiatric situations are even worse because you have basically you're guilty until proven innocent. If someone, the police have the authority to say, I think you need a mental evaluation, I think you need a psychiatric evaluation, that's it, you're gone, goodbye. Goodbye. They put you in a car and you're gone. So, my thespianism, I took theater classes when I was a kid, and I was always very quiet and conservative my whole life. Very, very reserved, and but I did have a lot of resources from my childhood to fall back on, and one of those things I had to fall back on was my theater classes that I took at Beck Center in Lakewood, Ohio, and that's where Tom Hanks performed a million years ago when I was a kid, and a few times. I think I saw him in Midsummer Night's Dream. But anyway, I had that to fall back on. But so what's my point? If you're out there doing thespianism in the streets, you very well might get picked up by the police for a psychiatric evaluation. But that goes on and on. So my latest strategy against the Social Security, and I'm not anti-federal, I'm not anti-U.S., I'm not anti-military, I'm not anti-really. I'm going to go off on so many tangents here, but I wasn't trying to, I was just trying, I like the federal government, I like the people that work for the federal government, but it's like, come on, are you doing this to me on purpose? And this is my challenge for the day. So my tactic was, close the account. Go ahead. You're wiring money into my account. My account wound up having like $700 more in it than it's supposed to. Where is this coming from? I don't even know. I closed the account. Now let's see if the federal government, if the United States can put money into my pocket that I did not ask for. So, there's that. Now, on top of that, I've got a picture here in the background, and I just wanted to give a little just from yesterday I did showed you a shot of the moon, and today I went outside. This photo I took outside in my yard at 6:41 a.m. And it shows the moon, and I don't know if you looked at yesterday's broadcast, but I had a picture of the moon. That's the same pussy willow tree there to the right in the picture. So it looks like the moon is, looking here, it looks like the moon is just a little bit west of south, directly south. I don't know exactly how to pinpoint the location of the moon. But I was noticing there's a significant difference in yesterday's and today's picture of the moon. And so anyway, the time isn't the same, but again, the cycles. And I don't know what else I want to say to you today. That's about it. What did I start out with here? Punctuality, details. Details are important, and my account was $700 off. And all of this inaccuracy is really making my life difficult. My inaccuracy about, what was it? I had a great big inaccuracy back in 1993, probably in, I think it was probably in March or April of 1993, early in 1993. That was the year that I went to go work for CAS Incorporated on my mom's birthday, and I'll never forget that. I had to do an FBI background investigation, security clearance, fill out that paperwork. One of the questions is did you ever do any illegal drugs, anything illegal? Have you ever done anything illegal? And so I had neglected to recall something that I had done that definitely was not correct, and I played it was more like a prank, but it's really not funny in hindsight, and it, blown out to the nth degree, one little thing can turn in, one little molehill can turn into a mountain. But I took a package from a neighbor, the Gray family, my neighbors downstairs, and they were nice people. They helped me when I was 18 years old, and we had some issues with them, but they were nice. And when I was 18 years old, I was living. I had a teenage pregnancy, and I had we were trying to do everything right with. We couldn't pay the electric bill, so we they let us string a power cord for $20 a month from their home, and but I was stupid. Mr. Gray said something that made me angry, and I don't know if that's why I did it or if I was just a stupid kid, 17 or 18 years old, and had my own place, and I took a package out of their mailbox, and then later, back in 1996, I realized, when I think I was in the middle of a background investigation, I realized, oh my God, that's a federal offense. You can go to prison for that. So I've tried to find the Gray family and straighten that out, and but with regard to the FBI background investigation, one of the questions had to do with drug and narcotics and illegal substance use, and right as I'm filling this form out in my dining room in my home in Huntsville, Alabama, to work for this company, the security officer, the facility security officer calls me and says, "How you doing?" She was a friend of mine. "What you doing?" And stuff. "Well, I'm just filling this form out." And she says, "Oh, well, is it, do you have any questions or anything?" And I said, "Well, I'm kind of stuck on this problem here, this question about illegal substance." And she said, "Well, what's your question?" I said, "Well, she said, I don't remember exactly how it went, but she said, "Well, was it just a couple times?" And I said, "Yeah." And it wasn't real true. It was more than a couple times. I had pretty much cleaned up my act, but the reality and the honesty was it was more than a couple times. And when I was a kid, I was actually, and even part of the time that I had been a young adult, I had actually had some exposure to and participation in what would be considered illegal drug activity. It's illegal drug use. Using drugs is illegal, and so I shouldn't have lied about that. And when I started delivering briefings to the Pentagon, Washington, D.C., working on briefings for the United States government and the United States military, traveling out to El Paso, Texas, at White Sands Military when I started realizing, hey, this is serious, these guys are generals, and these aren't just generals from the United States, these are generals from all over the world. There was generals from, I think, the Royal British military, and, my head was so inflated because I was like, oh my gosh, look what I'm doing. Oh, who are these? Oh my gosh. My head was so big it's not funny. Look what I'm doing. I'm delivering briefings for the Pentagon. I'm working on briefings for the Pentagon. And I felt really super proud. I was as proud could be. I was just so thrilled to be working for the United States. I had turned around a teenage pregnancy, and I had made it to the top. I was traveling to Washington, D.C. I was just absolutely, totally impressed with myself. And then I realized, oh my God, Then someone pulled a little prank on me at work and changed all my PPT PowerPoint files into POT files, and that, I think that was when I really started realizing, hey, this is serious, this isn't funny. And I went to my security officer and I sat down to talk to my security officer with about a few things. There were some security violations I had witnessed that I didn't know right at that same time, and I didn't know how to handle that. And I went to him and I asked him, I don't remember what it was I asked him, but it was like, wrong answer. I don't think I'm going to talk to you anymore. The one thing that he did get was that I had smoked pot, and he wrote that down, and that night I got hit, and I felt like I've been getting hit ever since. But the thing was that when I did get hit with whatever the heck that was, my near-death experience, I did realize how important my job was and how vulnerable we all were, and what a large risk there was. And if you are working for the government and the military, the United States, well, it's just, you can't play with that, and it is too serious, and you can't impose that level of risk and vulnerability upon the United States government and military, because they're there to make sure that the United States is okay. And so this is now this is beyond 17 minutes, but I don't know what I'm going to close this for now. Maybe I'll broadcast some more later. But thank you. It's now 8:17 a.m. and this is Inta Mitterbach in Lakewood, Ohio, of the United States. And I made a mistake. I tried to correct it, but I didn't need to be turned into a vegetable and beat up by the entire system and everyone in it. I didn't need to be beat up by the whole world. If you wanted to send me to prison, if you wanted to make me pay for the mistakes that I had and process me through the judicial system, that was one thing. But for everyone to demonstrate that they could do everything wrong on me, that's not okay. Everyone I know is, for whatever reason, well, I even hesitate to say, but I don't know if everyone is dead and gone, but it sure feels like it. And I didn't go to jail, and I didn't go to prison. I did recently, I think go sit in a jail because I tried to battle a parking ticket. It's very difficult to battle anything when you don't have any money. And so anyway, my last word of advice is, no matter what, if you screwed up, just keep trying to do the right thing. No matter what, just keep trying to do the right thing. If you keep trying to do the right thing, you might survive what I went through, and hopefully no one will have to go through what I've gone through. But I guess my word of advice is, with regard to anything, is just keep trying to do the right thing. People make mistakes, and maybe sometimes they don't realize how big their mistakes are, but just keep trying to do the right thing. And everyone have a great day. Thank you.